I've trained calisthenics for 10 years. I've solely focused on strength. But what's on the other side? What can we learn from endurance? This is my journey to running a 70-kilometer ultramarathon in Japan. Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 16 of Becoming the Strongest Runner. I think I'm gonna change the title of this series a little bit to make it more clear for new viewers what I'm doing. But basically, in this series, I'm exploring the calisthenics endurance side of things because I've trained calisthenics for 10 years and I've always focused on strength and on skills because I guess that was just what felt good for me and it made me progress, like I naturally progressed in it. And I always told myself like, hey, I'm good at the strength stuff perhaps, but I'm not good at the endurance stuff. I can't run, I suck at running, I can't do endurance stuff, it's not for me, it's genetics. And I've always used it as an excuse to not even try. I've used it as an excuse to feel comfortable not trying. And so that's kind of what I've been realizing over the past few years. I've seen other people running. I've seen this Japanese guy in his mid-40s, starting the One Punch Man challenge from zero and actually being now on the verge of completing it. And that's just insane. I watched that stuff and I realized I was lying to myself, Perhaps I don't suck. I don't know if I suck at running because I've never given it an honest shot. I don't know if I suck at calisthenics endurance, sets and reps, because I've never given it an honest shot. So the series is just about, exploring what I'm actually capable of if I try. That's what I want to find out. And well, the first goal is, of course, the one in Japan, the Shimanami cycling road, 70 kilometers. Running 70 kilometers is not going to be an easy task, but I feel like if I put my mind to it, then somehow, some way it should be achievable, right? And well, I guess we will find out as the days pass. But anyway, of course, when it comes to like the previous 10 years of training, it's not like they're a waste, right? I'm happy with the strength I've gotten. I'm happy with the progress I've made. And during this series as well, of course, the main focus is running. After that, I have the push-ups and the calisthenics endurance. And well, after that, I guess I can have room for some dessert. And when it comes to the dessert, I'm talking about light trainings, light skill trainings to kind of maintain what I've built in the past 10 years, right? So that's also what I'm doing today. It's not because it's calisthenics endurance or becoming the strongest runner, whatever you want to call it now. It's not because I'm doing that I'm just completely throwing away whatever I've been doing in the past, right? So today is going to be a light skill workout. It's kind of a rest day, if you will, but I'm keeping myself active. I did a light jog, 10 kilometers in the morning. Now it's noon already because for me it was New Year's yesterday and I kind of went to bed late. But as like the second part of the strength active recovery, I'm just going to do some skills. So I have planned 5 sets in push, 5 sets in pull. And basically every time I do these skill workouts, I try to, at the moment, focus on the form so that I kind of naturally lower the intensity, but also to do a little bit more than last time. So last skill training, I did, I think, 6 sets of a push-up to press in the planche. I did 6 sets of 5 front lever pull-ups. Today, I want to see if I can beat that. So let's go. Whew. Things are feeling rusty today, but the plan is to just try to see if I can do, well, at least 2 sets of 2 push-ups to planche press. And, something I want to mention here is a very natural way to progress in calisthenics is to build volume because you have the same body weight generally, right? Or it changes a little bit over time, but the weight that you're pushing stays the same. So oftentimes when you progress in calisthenics, you're building volume, and people often then think about doing extra reps, for example, more push-ups in one set, but you can also just improve the amount of sets that you're doing, increase the amount of sets that you're doing. So what I did previously to this training is I built up my sets of planche push-up, singular push-up to press from 2 sets to 6, right? So I had built up volume, and now what I'm doing is I'm repeating the same thing. I'm doing sets of 2 push-ups to a press. And even if today I only get 2 sets, that's 4 reps of the push-up instead of 6, right? 6 times 1. even though it's less volume, it's still progress because it's a more difficult set. You can look at this set as like a separate skill, right? You have the skill of doing one push-up, you have the skill of doing two push-ups in a set, and right now I'm building volume in that second one, in doing two push-ups in one set and trying to progress in it. So that's basically how I try to progress in volume, is I try to do more sets first of the same thing, and then I increase the difficulty a little bit, and I basically go from zero again, right? I go from small volume to bigger volume. So let's go. Whew, that does not feel easier today. Alright. Alright. Things are feeling a bit weaker than I expected today, or, well, I guess this was to be expected, but I'm not gonna be able to do 5 quality sets of 2 push-ups to a press and then 5 pull-ups to 5 seconds of touch hold. So when things are not going to plan, improvise, adapt, overcome. But yeah, I'm just gonna switch up the sets a little bit to make them a bit easier. So I think like 1 push-up to maybe 2 presses, and perhaps like a front lever touch hold to some normal front lever presses. But anyway, 2 more sets, let's go. Okay, so that's it for today's training. 10 sets done. 1 set every 3 minutes. You do the math. Only 30 minutes of working out, and still I'm very satisfied with how it went, because when it comes to skill training, one of the things you will often hear is to train skills you need a lot of time. You know, you need to train frequently, but also you need to train for long periods of time because you need a lot of rest. So the top athletes, you will, see them doing perhaps like 6 or 7 workouts a week, or some people are even training twice a day, adding grease to crew as well, and they will train for hours on end, and that's great. But then you hear other people saying, well, I can't do that because I don't have the time. But there I want to jump in and say, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. If you have 30 minutes of time 3 times a week, and you do a workout like I did today, 10 sets in total, 1 set every 3 minutes, 1 set you do push, The other set you do pull. It's efficient. It's an efficient way to let your body rest, because when you're doing the pulling set, your push muscles are still resting, right? So in between pushing sets, you have 6 minutes. That's a long time, right? If you do that workout 3 times a week or even 2 times a week, I bet you will make more progress than when you do nothing at all. I mean, that's easy to say, right? But you will still make some decent progress, right? You can achieve the handstand, you can gain strength in the planche, you can gain strength in the front lever. And yes, if you trained more, you would perhaps make more gains. But in the meantime, you're still doing what you're You're still doing what you're capable of. You're still doing something consistently, which you have the time for, right? And so you're basically building a base for maybe in the future, when you do have more time, to train more and to train more often and make more gains. But like, even this suboptimal way of training, right? The way I train today is suboptimal in the sense that, I did it after a 10-kilometer run. I'm running 70 kilometers a week, right? I'm doing it combined with leg training. It's all suboptimal things when it comes to skills, yet I'm still making progress. Why? Because I don't care about perfection. I just care about what I'm able to do, which doing what aligns with my goals, right? And then getting the progress that I can from that. So I think I already said it, right? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, right? Don't look at top athletes thinking that you need 14 hours a week to train. You can get away with way less, and don't expect their progress, but expect some good gains. That's all I'm gonna say. So anyway, that's it for today's workout. I'll see you again tomorrow for another skill workout and perhaps some running update. I'll see. I really want to make like the running more of an active thing in this series, because I was kind of thinking to myself, like, I built this channel on like bulking, right? And now I'm moving on to running, which is completely different. But at the same time, I just want to show what I'm doing, what I'm training for. And well, it's up to you to like if you want to watch or not, right? But I feel like, I shouldn't adjust the style of videos to reflect basically my previous series and the interest of that one, but rather, to make it more aligned with what my actual goals are. So I'll be doing some more running updates, perhaps, talking a bit more about the running workouts that I'm doing. And well, of course, calisthenics will not disappear. You can be sure about that. But anyway, that's something I'll figure out in the coming videos. And well, I'll hope you'll be there to watch them. So I'll see you tomorrow.